A lot of while.
She used to be an actress.
Oh, really? Did she do anything out of scene?
And I think her biggest deal was she starred in a pilot.
Pilot? What's a pilot?
Well, you know the shows on TV?
I don't watch TV.
Yeah, but you are aware that there's an invention called television, and on this invention they show shows, right?
Yeah.
Well, the way they pick TV shows is they make one show. That show's called a pilot. Then they show that one show to the people who pick shows, and on the strength of that one show, they decide if they want to make more shows. Some get chosen and become television programs. Some don't, become nothing. She starred in one of the ones that became nothing.
Yes, it's Couch Pilots, all of my friends. The show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. My name is Jason, but you can call me the East, and Captain rest assured is the Sun. Good evening, Captain.
I was like, you're going to call me the West, but to be the Sun is more important.
It's a quote from Big Billy Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, and you being the sun, it directly correlates with today's pilot.
So, yeah, it does. So, does that make me, like, they have more responsibilities than you? Like,
I think it means you are the center of the universe.
Oh, God.
It
does. Go ahead, because I know what you're going to say.
Well, yeah, it's like you're acting like, oh, I don't like it, but you do want that to be the case.
I not directly.
You want
I don't
you
think
want
I
a lot of
directly
attention.
I do like it. Well, no, I don't like because I.
And you burn at 35 million Kelvin.
Now that part is right. Now I do burn at Kelvin and Hobbs.
Yeah.
But I don't. Do I? I feel like when you say that. Let's get this out here. I feel like when you say
it's
that.
Supposed to be funny at the top. All right, go ahead.
No, I'm sure it will be when you completely insult me. It'll be hilarious.
What?
Do I come off like that? Do I come off like a person that the world revolves around me? Or
no.
Okay.
No.
There's a difference, right?
Yeah, you like attention, but you don't. You do, right? When you host things, you like people to pay you mind, and yeah, you're a guy who likes attention. It's not a bad thing. You like to have attention.
This seems like such a bad thing.
It does?
When I host things.
Yeah, you have a lot. You host a lot of things at your house.
But I want everybody to be happy and having a good time. I don't expect everybody to be focusing on me. Or do you think?
Okay, maybe I'm choosing my words incorrectly then.
But I want you to tell me now, or forever hold your peace, because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy that talks about himself all the time.
No, I don't see it like that.
Okay, all right. Well, let's move along with the show then. I'm great, and I'm the sun. 45,000 kilowatts coming at you right now, baby.
What is a kilowatt?
I don't know. That's what the sun is. That's how hot the sun is. That's
45,000 kilowatts?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
I'm going to go back in time.
What are you doing?
What am I doing right now?
Why? My neck feels weird. I'm looking. We're sitting differently.
Yeah, it is weird.
We've swapped seats in the couch or in the.
Better than swapping something else.
What does that mean? We've switched seats in the cockpit. It's weird.
Yeah,
because it's like your butt print is perfectly in your captain's seat, but now I'm sitting in that, and your butt is my butt.
Right. Which is funny because back in the IBWIP days, this is the way we sat all the time. So it should be old hat.
That is true.
Why do they say it should be old hat?
Because an old hat is worn in and feels good, and it's familiar and comfortable, and old hat.
Do you feel comfortable? You look awkward.
I don't like this. The reason we sit across from each other is because we don't have to move our heads at all.
You look red. You look like you're hot and flush.
I'm getting pretty angry.
Oh, I thought it was just because of the heat.
The heat is on.
From the cocker pit.
Why are we sitting this way? Why do we swap seats?
Well, because you had to have the window down.
I get angry easy, and when I get angry, I get hot. When I get hot, I need a little fresh air.
All right, that's fine.
I know it's not good cabin pressure-wise, but I need that window down. So if I apologize to all of our listener that you might hear a little extra noise coming from the window.
Right.
But, I got to tell you, it's better than breaking a window, don't you think?
Yeah, I love breaking a window. I missed that. It's been a while since you broke the window.
Well, I haven't been as angry as I am right now for a while.
So what's been going on with you? We haven't flown in a week, and I know that if it goes more than a week, you get really rusty. Like when we're taking off, it's like because you do everything.
I get it up,
and I do everything in the middle,
and then I bring everything back down.
Right. So, do you feel off your game, or do you feel like I feel like we haven't done this in a long time?
It's been 2 weeks, right?
It seems like longer though.
Does it? What happened? What's okay? I don't. I've been busy with work, and I went to a concert in Chicago.
Oh, nice.
And I went to the Riviera. You ever been to the Riviera Theater?
It's cool.
It's cool.
Is it cool?
It's one of those ones. It's got that huge like molding everywhere.
Sure, crown molding
yeah.
stuff and pictures of naked people on the ceiling.
Just naked people littered with nudity.
Where'd we go to see Comedy Bang Bang?
We went to, I don't know what that place was called, but that was in Skokie, Illinois. That was
Oh.
kind of like northern Chicago,
gotcha.
maybe suburb-ish area. And but the Riviera is cool because like it's got all that cool old crown molding, but it's also kind of like peeling, and there might be a little chunk missing here or there, you know?
Right. It was like the Madison before the Madison was like dangerous to go into.
Correct.
Yeah.
I went to the Riviera last night, and then I hadn't been there, I think, since I saw Tool in 2001.
What a tool.
Excuse me? What do you know about Tool? People. I feel like the fans get a bad rap. Is that a thing you know about them, or?
Well, it's not the fans. I just think the music is just noise. It's not. I mean, it's just,
Oh, yeah?
It's just noise, and people was like, "Tool is the greatest." It reminds me of Grateful Dead. Like people that like the Grateful Dead are the same kind of people that like Tool.
But when you say people, you're talking about the fans. That's what I was saying up front. Is that I think the fans. People always say how douchey the Tool fans are.
I don't know.
Okay.
I
mean, am I douchey?
not today. Although I did text you 2 to 3 days ago and you never replied.
Awesome!
It really bugged the shit out of me.
I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all right.
I
You're
can't-
you're busy.
I'm busy, boy.
You have life going on.
You were asking me what we should do with all of our funds in the Patreon.
Yes. Do you want to talk about it right now? We want to talk about it right now?
Not what we're going to do with it, but we should
Okay.
mention at the top here that we did receive a Patreon.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about that for sure.
All right, you will please.
No, go ahead. You start.
We got a Patreon thing.
We got another large sum of money. People don't want to pay us every month, but they want to pay us big chunks of money, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't
take all
matter.
comers.
Take all comers for sure. And so we want to. We have a nest egg, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
A podcast next egg. Next egg.
Next day.
Next day air.
New day.
Whatever we're buying it next day air. We're paying the extra $45.
We understand it's cheaper and we can get it in like twice the time, but we're willing to pay that premium.
Sure. No, but I just think that it's super awesome. And this is a special story. This is like a weird story. Because,
Oh, why do you say that?
well, this donation was given to us by someone for someone who had no idea who the hell we were.
Well, he knows who I am, but he doesn't know what the show is.
Well, that's what I meant.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
he had no idea really. Well, I think he's heard it. Okay, so we called Erica a few weeks ago.
Sure. Lovely young
She's
lady.
a very nice girl. And her husband is turning 40. And
Great year.
What's the best possible present
Sure.
that you could get?
You've
a
known this guy.
40-year-old
You've
man?
had children together. You've been married for a while. What is something that you set of golf clubs?
No.
Maybe a new grill?
I don't think so.
No.
Uh-uh.
What are you going to give him?
A donation to a podcast I am unfamiliar with in my name, right?
For sure.
Boom. Done. Erica is a Patreon member. We are gathering our resources right now to fulfill our Patreon obligations.
Sure, because this is, we had one friend that gave us a large amount of money, and he didn't care about the tiers, right?
No, he didn't care.
But this is somebody that we don't know that we probably should. And she did great artwork. I should put this on our Instagram.
Oh, that's
if
right.
I ever think about it.
She made her husband like a card.
Yeah.
And
It's like she I don't know if she traced or not. I don't think she did. Could she have traced that?
she's a classic freehander.
Really? All right. And it says a contribution has been made in your name to the Couch Pilots podcast. This can be converted into frequent flyer miles and redeemed for goods and services rendered.
Right.
And she put that in a card. No other explanation. And
She sent us a video.
do you want me to play it?
Sure,
I don't.
yeah.
I don't know if you can hear very much of it,
Well, we can edit it out.
or we can edit it out. But this is him opening the present. Let's see. You can't hear it. It doesn't.
Was there someone moaning in the
I
background?
think it's,
What was it?
But-
Someone was in pain back there.
But she's like, hey, a contribution has been made in your name to Couch Pilots. And he's like, what does that mean?
It's like getting a star named after you, right?
Right. But at least with that, you get a map.
Yeah.
Of like some random place in the sky that you're never going to be able to find.
Well,
like
I think for
latitude,
this
longitude.
one, yeah, it's like a sailor, right? The sailor
Sure.
looking to the skies, looking for the
Sailor
Southern Cross.
Moon.
Ooh, boom
baby.
anime. The I forgot what I was gonna say now.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, but it's really cool. I hope he appreciates it. We're going to do some special stuff for them.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. The Patreon thing is they're now part of our holiday card program, right?
Right. There's 2 people, and I have not gotten the first person anything.
Oh, we should do that though.
Yeah. Oh, no. For sure. I think it's a good idea.
Thank you, Erica, for your contribution. We will use it, however we see fit. It's not really any of your business or anyone's
Sure.
business how we're using the
Yeah.
money.
And-
Our reasons are our own.
And we would love it if you forget to pay. You forget to cancel it. That would be
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Give us that money every month. Why not? What's it going to hurt
Yeah.
you?
She's rich, right?
You could donate to us, or you could use that money to stop that moaning in the background of your house.
Money, 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 money.
I feel.
So good.
Do we have any other? I don't know.
What happened?
I don't know.
You want some fan feedback?
I get. Yeah. Do we have any?
Do you want to talk? I mean, you seem. Oh, God damn it.
I'm just so
hate
mad.
it. I don't. Why are you mad? I think you're not mad. I think you don't want to be. You don't want to be doing this.
Doing what?
Podcasting.
I don't want to podcast anymore.
No, not today. You have a life now. I liked it better when you had no life whatsoever.
I've always had a life.
Did I see on International Blake Clayton Day, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland sends its warmest... Oh, this is... Nope. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. This is from Chris Tuckley, and he posted this on my birthday.
Okay.
On International Blake Clayton Day, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland sends its warmest wishes to Blake and his fellow Sky Cop Jason, along with its deepest and most sorrowful regret that one of our pilots, Adam Buxton Meebox, provoked you both into a homicidal rage.
Did we read this already?
Did we? I don't think so. The Hollaback Girl. That's my.
Okay.
Anyway, give me. I don't know.
Well, your birthday was a month ago, right?
Sure.
At this point,
Maybe we did read it then.
You're an old man now.
18 seasons, dear God. There's a whole lot of episodes. Yeah, we read that. I thought I deleted them.
I don't know.
Here's a guy. This is a new guy that's been communicating with the show. His name is Aaron J. Gerardin.
Okay. Do you have a picture of him?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
He told me not to post it. He posted that sure was an explosive ending this time, and I said, yeah. I said, but good, right? And he says, oh, yeah, remember explosive equals ratings, at least on nightly news. And that was the one, that was the episode. It was the episode that we both hated it and we wanted it to die. We talked about killing everyone involved.
The Meebox.
Yeah, Meebox.
Yeah, that was terrible. It was
Yeah.
the last of the Tuckley 10. It was that Adam Buxton one you had mentioned earlier, Buxton. And it was awful.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
Dee Dee writes, I will be forwarding Air Force One a bill for the repair to my hearing again. Hashtag pocket pussy. And I
That
said,
was your name, right?
Yeah.
Was that your nickname?
And I said, Dee Dee, it's all Jason's fault. Oh, wait, so here's another birthday wish. So I don't think we did go through these birthday wishes. Happy birthday to one of the greatest people I know. Your friendship. Oh, wait, no, This Dee Dee's birthday, we missed it. It was at the end of March.
What?
We missed her birthday.
Happy birthday, Dee Dee. I'm sorry I missed it.
So I wrote, happy birthday to one of the greatest people I know. Your friendship and support is unmeasurable. No amount of frequent flyer points could ever equal what you mean to me, Captain Blake, Captain Black, DSJ, DSJJR, and the stewardess Molly. Hope you have a great birthday and a smooth flight. Mm-hmm. And she responded, thank you, Blake. My world has changed so much since meeting you. It was a chance comment on a now redundant podcast that brought us together.
This is the consumption failure to launch, right?
Yeah. That's how we got in touch with her.
That's right. We had like hundreds of people listen to that episode, and then one person stay around. And it happened to be the greatest person.
Yeah, it was worth it for sure. It says, brought us together. Now when I don't hear from you for a week, I get worried. My greatest wish is to one day travel to Illinois and meet the whole gang. Maybe even go to a Bears game. Until then, I will keep watching the skies, waving my golden cones in the slim chance that Air Force One loses their way during the weekly journey. I will be there to guide you home. Love and hugs, Dee Dee.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, it would be great.
Take a flight with us, right?
For sure, baby.
Come see the Bears lose.
Hey, now. But no. So I here's the thing. When I get fan feedback, I read it, and I comment on it, and then I screenshot it.
Right.
But then I get confused of what I have and have not read.
You know what I do? When I do the Twitter and I get a response from someone, I will screenshot that and I'll put it in order on my spreadsheet. So when I go to it, I can just read it that way.
Wow. So you...
I don't know if that would help you at all.
Again, you do more work than I do.
I'm just saying it helps me stay organized because I would be lost if I tried to do it that way. I'd be scrolling through trying to find what I was looking for. That helps me organize. I don't know if it would help you at all.
I'll give it a try.
All right, whatever.
Give it a try.
Anything else going on?
No? How about you?
Oh, man, I don't know.
Let's just move along. We don't have good banter today.
What happened to us? Do we need to spend more time together?
Ladies and gentlemen,
No?
the captain
Yeah.
has entered
You
our
answered that almost too quickly, I think.
Well, because then now I feel like I'm forcing you to spend time with me, just like I have commented about that many times. Here's the thing, all right? It used to be you were just wild and crazy guy, just having the time of your life. Now you're in a situation where you got work going on, you got a kid, you got a significant person in your life, and there's not as much time to focus on me.
I need to focus on you more. I think that is my problem. Well,
When I say me, I mean the show.
I'm sorry that I'm not focusing on you as much.
It's all right.
I know that I should.
It's not a big deal to me. I mean, I want everybody to have a good time.
Let's call Josh. He owes us. Remember, we had him on a while ago, right before we started the Tuckley 10, so it's been a while.
It has been a while.
And he owes us some.
The board game.
Yeah, he was working on the Couch Pilots board game.
Update on the board game.
Let's see if he answers the phone. I doubt he will.
Turned up.
This is up as high as it'll go, I think.
Okay. There you go.
He's got a wife and 2 kids. There's not a chance he's going to answer the phone.
I got a wife and 2 kids.
I never call him, so you think if you get a call from your buddy, you answer the phone.
Right. Unless he's like changing a diaper.
Your call has been forwarded to an
All right, we'll leave him a message quick.
system. 30947. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Josh, this is Jason. I was just calling you because I'm recording Couch Pilots right now, and Blake and I were looking for an update on the Couch Pilots board game that you had promised us. We're in April, and I think we were promised a prototype, a beta in March. Call me back within the next hour if you want, and we'll still be recording, and then you can give us an update. We have got a lot of our seed money sitting with you, so I mean, I think it's time. We need results.
Yeah, we don't want plastic figures. We want metal figures.
Yeah, like
we've got to talk to him about that.
Yeah, all right. So give me a call back, Josh, if you don't mind. Bye. What was it? Did you cut me out for a second?
I cut myself off.
Today
Hey guys, it's cup season.
Is it still?
Yeah. Well, cup season starts at the beginning of the winter,
Okay.
and then it comes back in the beginning of spring.
Well, where does it break in there?
In middle of winter and the middle of summer.
So it stops in the middle of winter,
Yeah.
begins the beginning of winter, stops middle of winter, and then begins
At the
beginning
end
of
winter.
spring,
Yeah.
and then stops middle summer.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't know how you keep going. Today we discussed the pilot episode of Solarman from the year of our Lord 1900. Add 86, great year.
1986 was, I think, the bicentennial of Peoria.
Yep.
East Peoria.
Mm-hmm. Same city.
86, I was probably 11 years old. That would make you 5.
Very good. 5 years old.
You were still living in Peoria?
Still lived in Peoria. I just drove by that house the other day.
Oh.
I was out doing some estate sales and stuff.
Do you ever want to like knock on the door and go in and like say, knock on the door and say, "Hey, can I come
Do I have
in?"
to wait for him to answer? Oh, okay. Wait for him to answer,
yeah,
then
for
ask
sure.
go in, or just knock and go.
No, no knock and go in here.
Look, man, I knocked. Okay, I think that's all I need. I don't know. The house looks totally different.
Okay.
And I can map it out in my head. I know where everything was in the rooms and what have you, but I don't know if I'd want to. I would go. I would take a look, but I have no really desire to knock on the door and say, "Hey, can I come in?"
Sure. I know
Is that a weird thing?
No, but there's people that do that, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking, how do you bring that up to somebody, and how does somebody say, "Sure"? Because you could say that about anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I could walk up to any house and say, "Oh, I used to live here X amount of years ago.
Right.
Can I come in?" And I mean, hopefully, you know the history of that house. It's like, no, my family's owned this house for 60 years. You have never lived
Right.
here. Now I will call the police. But it was in the early to mid 80s that I lived there.
Sure.
I have memories from that house. Have you ever done that? Have you ever knocked on the door and said, "Hey, I used to live here. Let me."
No, there's a couple places that when I drive by, I think to myself, I wonder if going in here would trigger like new memory, like trigger memories that I don't remember.
take you back in time in your mind.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of them when I would like to do that too.
Yeah, the first house I ever lived in was like so bad. I think they tore it down. It was over on Western in Peoria.
Okay.
And then that house that I drove by the other day is in Peoria, off of Knoxville and Forest Hill. And then now I'm in East Peoria, where I've lived since in several places. But
Sure.
I think it'd be cool. I'd be like, oh, there's the couch that I used to crawl behind and go poop in my diapers. Oh, there's the kitchen where I
I don't think it's gonna be the same couch. I think your mom and dad took it with you.
I don't know. I'd like to think they have the same couch in there from the 80s. And I say, there's the kitchen where there was a giant Hershey's Kiss, and I tried to cut a piece off, and I sliced my finger open.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
You shouldn't play with sharp objects as a child.
I say, oh, there's the master bedroom where I went in one time and asked my mom what a XXX video cassette tape meant.
And what you say
She said it was for fucking.
doesn't seem like something your mom would say.
Yeah, she probably didn't. Maybe that was just a dream.
Yeah, that was just a dream. Just a dream. Hey, listeners, wake up! We're about ready to get going here.
I don't know.
That's not you. It's just
I'm trying.
us. It's us in general.
I'm trying, man. All right.
I think my depression is causing me to be not funny,
Well,
and I'm never.
you're
Not funny.
You're never not funny. What you recently have some more water damage done to the pilot's lounge.
Sure.
What's the end goal? How can we prevent this from happening? I suggested we get a can of kerosene.
Sure, light this bitch on fire.
We douse the place, throw a match down, walk away, action film style, not look back, and then 2 weeks later, without question, you get a big fat check saying, "Now I can rebuild."
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a process. There's thawing involved, and I'm dealing with that. And there's a financial situation involved, so I'm dealing with that.
I've got
So-
one word for you: wax.
Okay, wax.
Water can't go through wax.
Okay, all right.
You gotta
So-
you gotta wax your house.
So melt candles in the corner of the building.
we go in the back. All right.
All right,
We get
all
a
right.
couple of shovels. We dig out the entire backyard.
The entire backyard?
Yeah, the
Okay.
entire thing. We dig it down, and then we just get a bunch of candles.
Right.
And we melt that shit down. We cover the foundation of the house. All right.
Okay.
And even under as much as we can. And then that water can't go through wax. And then we put the dirt back in, and you're set.
That makes sense.
You're set for
And
life.
candles aren't expensive. You can find them anywhere.
They're practically giving them away.
Unless you go to Yankee Candle, they're not expensive. Like we go to the dollar store, it's the same wax.
I want unscented
yeah,
wax
I don't want
from
my
the dollar
I don't want my
store.
house to smell like fresh linen.
What's a scent that you wish they would make for a candle?
Pomegranate, which they probably do. I have a sensitivity to nose stuff smells.
Yeah. What's a smell that you don't like that maybe is not a common smell?
Mold? No, that is the major one. I don't like the smell of mold. I can smell anything. I can smell anything that's going on, and I can smell a fire from 2 miles away.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't you work in some capacity for the fire department? You paint yourself white, and then you do get white face, and then you put some black dots. You'll be the human Dalmatian.
That would be good. That would be cool. No, I smell a lot of things. I like Molly has a lot of these things that you plug in and they heat up, and they heat up little cubes of stuff. And after about 15 minutes, I want to die.
I don't like that.
No,
I don't like any kind of sense.
and now she
I don't
has
like
a
any
misting
plug-in
one.
stuff. I don't like any of that.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
Nope.
It is way too much overstimulation.
You know
for
what to
sure.
do? Keep your house clean. Just keep your house clean. I'm not saying you specifically, but anyone who's like, you know what I got to do to mask these smells is light something on fire or have some sort of heating element. No, just wipe some shit down. Maybe
Right.
run the vacuum, get a shampooer if you got to. Keep your house clean. It'll smell good on its own volition instead of you trying to cover it up with fucking lavender sheets.
Yeah, for sure.
I hate, this is what I hate. I think I told this to you on the first time I was on IBWIP, that I hate the smell of a freshly flushed toilet. That's a candle I don't want.
Okay.
Obviously I don't like a used toilet. You know, I don't want to smell a BM.
Are you saying like when it rinses and it has the little cube in there, like the little cube?
No, just the smell that generates from a freshly flushed toilet. I don't like that smell.
Okay.
The smell I do like on the other end, and they may already have a candle for this, Nabisco's Oreos.
Okay.
I love the smell of an Oreo.
I'm sure they have an Oreo candle somewhere.
What about a Jif peanut butter candle? Do you think they have that?
That's a little thick. I don't know if I could do that.
Will you ever open the top and it's totally smooth, untouched, virgin like the snow, and you get a little whiff and you get some peanut butter smell? Do you ever do that?
No.
That's one of life's great pleasures.
All right, I'll try it out.
That's all that I ask. You know what? I don't ask a lot from you, and I couldn't.
Okay.
What does that mean? Do I ask a lot?
You're
of
always
you?
asking me for questions and favors, and you're always asking to spend time with me, and
I'm just really lonely.
I see you don't have a sweater on.
What do you think of this outfit?
It looks like somebody that could go to a Tool concert.
Oh, you fuck right off. Boy, 1986. We talked about it briefly. We'll talk about it more now. We can't judge today's pilot, Solarman, from the year 1900 at 86, based on 2019 standards. It's not fair to this pilot.
Sure.
We're talking 33 years at this point.
Wow.
So much has changed.
So much has changed. And 33 years ago, we didn't have Band-Aids.
That's right.
We didn't have chloroseptic spray.
We need to have chloroseptic, right?
I don't think we had Jägermeister back then.
Oh boy, are you a Jaeger boy?
No, I know. No, I do no shots. I did a shot the other day. First shot in 25 years.
Well, I don't think that's right. I mean, we had done those little shots in here on the show.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. I forgot about those. I did a shot that I did a dirty beer
Where was that? At the Moose?
at the bowling alley.
Nice. For your birthday?
No, somebody missed a 5-pin.
I don't know what that means. They have 5 left?
No, there's 1 pin left. It's in the middle. It's called the 5-pin, and
Okay.
they missed it. And so,
Major faux pas?
major faux pas. So if you have your hand raised and the person misses the 5-pin, the person who missed it has to buy shots.
What are you, your bowling league is about to end.
Yeah, it's already ended.
What are you doing to fill the time? How are you coping? Are you joining another league immediately?
No, I'm not going to join a summer league, but I am going to spend a lot of time with Eli bowling maybe once or twice a week on the summertime.
He's into it.
Oh yeah, he's getting better.
And you guys are going to go to Roxy's, probably.
Probably, yeah.
It's closest. It's your favorite
cheapest.
locally, right?
Yeah, it's the cheapest too.
What's their oil situation?
You gotta be there on a.
You gotta get that oil.
You gotta be there early. Well, in the summer it'll be worse because
get that oil.
you gotta have oil. I have a ball for Roxy's. I have a ball for other places.
What? You have balls for specific bowling alleys?
Yeah.
Where does your knowledge come from? Are people talking to you about what you should be doing? Have you taken an online course? I wouldn't know. I have one ball. I've never done anything to it to preserve it.
Never detoxed it or anything.
See, you could be making that up, and I would have no idea.
Is it even drilled to your hand?
No. It's just got huge holes, and it's great for my fingers.
It's not. Yeah. I've learned a lot.
That makes you sick, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't make me sick. I mean, you're
sick to your fucking
You're
stomach.
not into it. You're not into it.
My fingers get in there.
Yeah. I bowled a 233 the other day.
Oh, is that your personal best?
No.
What's your personal best?
246.
I know a guy who got 301.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wow.
He got a 301. We have to go back to 1986 in our minds.
There's nowhere for it to go. I don't have a cup with me.
What are you doing?
This is probably the worst episode ever, right?
Today's the worst episode we've ever done.
All right, well.
So you're hacking it up and you're swallowing it?
I have to. What am I going to do?
I would take a sock off. You've heard of a sock hop, right? Take a sock off.
Sock snot?
I don't know. I feel like I really feel like I'm going to blame it on the switching of the seats here. Yeah. Oh, so here comes the stewardess, and she even notices that I'm not in the right seat.
Right. She's awkward, looking at it awkwardly.
Mm-hmm. What is that? Pizza? Free pizza for a year. Ooh, is there a phone number? We should call them. What? I want to find out how to get free pizza for a year. It says, "Tell us how we did," and enter. Okay. Yeah. Maybe we can call them.
There you go.
Sure.
Do you have their phone number handy? I do not. All right. Thank you.
Enjoy.
We love us, you.
April 2nd, New York City Mayor Ed Koch. I think it's Ed Koch.
It's Koch.
Ed Koch signs and brings the gay rights bill into effect.
Right on.
Who is gay rights bill?
Gay rights bill was a guy who he fought for a lot of the gay rights and for equality, basically. Mm-hmm. And his name was Bill. His name was William.
Okay, I was gonna say.
And his friends called him Bill. And like once he got into doing this, he was like, I need to have like a social media, like a media presence. And this one guy's like, you need to be gay rights Bill. Like the milk guy.
So Ed Koch signs him into effect.
Yeah, he's in effect. Rex in effect.
What do you think about gay rights?
I think gay people and straight people are exactly the same. They're all shitty people.
If it ain't gay right, it's gay wrong. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, who cares? Just do what you do. You're not hurting me. You're not hurting yourself. Do whatever the fuck.
What's next? Us marrying animals?
Well, no, because that's different. Because they can't talk.
Gay people should do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Yeah,
anything straight people do, just have gay people do.
If you're dumb enough to get married, if you're gay and you're dumb enough to get married, you know what? You should be punished the same way we are.
Right.
And
just give them the same rights. Who gives a shit?
Have insurance, have babies. It doesn't fucking
matter.
Well,
I mean, they can't have babies because the parts, you have to have a man and a woman to make a baby.
Well, they can have test tube babies.
Now, what is that? A test tube baby?
Yeah. Well, what they do is they take semen and they put it in a test tube with like some
seltzer water.
Some
shake it up.
Yeah, shake it up. They put it in a test tube and they put like a petri dish.
Okay.
That has, has like that gel. You don't know what is in that gel, but it needs that to grow or to sustain. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then they take that.
Put the semen in there.
They put the semen in there, and then they put it in the freezer. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, they put it in the freezer to preserve it because they don't want it moving around getting tired. So it stays there, and all the semen they just like freeze, right? And like a woolly mammoth.
And they look like tadpoles,
right? Like a woolly mammoth, they just freeze.
Okay.
And then a wealthy woman comes into a very expensive doctor and says, "Hey, I want to be pregnant, but I don't want I don't want to be married. I don't, or A, I don't want to be married to a man. B, I have my wife here, and we both have parts that don't connect."
Yeah. Or a guy could say that, couldn't he, or not?
No, it doesn't work.
So only gay ladies.
I'm only doing I'm only doing the gay girl part.
Okay.
So the doctor says, "Hey, no problem. Pick a number 1 through 750." She says 112. He takes that test tube out.
Okay.
Right. He thaws it out and flips her over like in the stirrup seat. The women.
Okay, yeah, I've seen those.
But leans the head way down, and then he just takes it and puts it in there, and then just kind of pops on the bottom of it,
like a Heinz 57
like a Heinz,
bottle.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
And sometimes it doesn't go, and so you kind of has to go,
Oh, warm it up.
Yeah, warm it up a little bit.
So
and then it goes in there, and then she just moves her lips around. It's like
her mouth lips.
No, her pussy lips. And then she stays there for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on her size. And then she goes
size of what?
Her body weight, her mass, her mass.
Okay.
Hermaphrodite.
What did you just say?
Hermaphrodite.
Hermaphrodite?
And then so that's how the woman. So if two gay guys go into the same doctor and say, "Hey, we want to have a baby," he says, "Well, you probably want to use your own sperm.
Right. Okay.
But but he needs an egg, right? And so what they do is they have right. They have a list of women who are willing to put the gay guy's semen into their hoo-ha.
But does that make them? What does that woman have to be gay?
No, not at all.
But does a gay man's semen make a straight lady gay?
You know what? That's some testing that should be done. Maybe Gay Rights Bill has some documentation on that.
He seems like he'd be the authority, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Because everything goes through him because they signed him into law.
Everything goes through Gay Rights Bill?
In New York, for sure. And so what happens is, so they have to decide which of the gay guys they want to get the semen from.
Okay.
Okay? And so whichever one's better looking, maybe smarter.
This is the ladies again?
No, we're talking about the gay guys. We already did the ladies.
But the
thing.
gay guys have to choose semen? I thought they use their own.
Well, they have to choose which
of the guys?
which of the guys' semen they use.
Okay.
And so finally they're like, okay, I'll use my semen. And he doesn't not. He shoots his semen into a test tube. And then
Okay.
they go through the process again.
Like they did with the gay ladies.
With the gay ladies. But it's
Okay.
not a gay lady. It is a lady, gay or not, it doesn't matter really. And then she procures it.
Okay. So the end is the same as the gay lady, but it starts different because a man,
Right.
the gay guy
the
uses
test tube Heinz 57 test tube
Right.
is the end goal every time.
How do you know all of this?
I watch a lot of TV, and I like documentaries on Netflix and stuff. So
I gotta get on that.
I saw the new. Oh, and I also saw the new Motley Crue docu.
Is it good?
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
I knew
haven't
everything
done
that
it.
happened except one thing. I already knew everything.
What'd you not know?
I didn't know that Vince Neil's daughter had died of cancer as a young child.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Was that publicized back then?
I probably didn't pay attention to it. I was like, ooh, dead baby. You don't want to hear about that.
Here's something way funnier than that. April 6th, soccer ball juggled nonstop for 14 hours and 14 minutes.
That's a lot of juggling of a soccer ball. It didn't ever hit the ground?
I would imagine it did not. Yeah.
Wow. Who decides to do that?
Someone who wants their name in the world record book.
So I probably got to think of something to do.
Well, I was going to say, what is something that you could do? And it doesn't have to be like a time period thing. Like some guy grows their fingernails out for
Sure,
35 years, and it looks like he's got flattened snakes coiled at the end of each fingertip. It's disgusting. What would you do? It's probably the lady thing, right? Like how many
Well,
ladies?
Yeah, I mean, but Will Chamberlain has got that, and I'll never, ever be able to meet that one.
Well, not at this pace. You've really slowed it down.
I have slowed it down over the last few years.
Okay, so what would it be? You said you drank like 150 beers on your birthday, right? At
It seemed like 150.
Is that the thing? Did you drink more beers that day than anyone's ever drank in a day?
No, because Andre the Giant probably drank more beers than anybody,
Damn
and
it,
Wade
you're right.
Boggs, too.
That's right. Legendary, like multiple cases on a flight kind of
Yeah.
thing.
I think for me, I'll get in the Guinness Book of World Records for just being one of the nicest, most thoughtful guys. Thinking of others, like Gandhi. I'm a lot like Gandhi. I don't have the mustache, though.
Well, you need to. You talk about how you don't have good facial hair. I see right under the nose. I don't have facial hair there. You have it there. I can see it. It's growing in. Why,
Right.
you could grow a good mustache, couldn't
No, it doesn't come in full. It's very sporadic.
you? Okay. April 7th, WrestleMania 2 occurs at 3 separate locations. Were you aware of this?
Yeah, it was over. It was more than one day. It was more than one day.
Well, okay. Let's see. It says Hulk Hogan beats King Kong Bundy. The event took place on Monday, April 7th, 1986, making it the only WrestleMania that was not held on the traditional Sunday. The events took place at 3 separate venues: at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Uniondale, New York, the Rosemont Horizon in Rosemont, Illinois, and the Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena in Los Angeles, California. Each venue had its own card.
Yeah, so it wasn't simultaneous.
Yeah, New York, there's a boxing match pitting Mr. T against Rowdy Piper. There's a 20-man battle royal that involved NFL
it's
players.
Royale.
Oh, Royale. I should add the E there at the end. And the main event at Los Angeles put Hulk Hogan defending his title against King Kong Bundy in a steel cage match.
Ooh, nice.
Have you seen these? Do you go back and watch all these?
No.
You have access on the app or whatever,
sure,
right?
Yeah. No, I don't go back and watch them, but Yeah, we just got done watching WrestleMania 35, and it was amazing. All my friends came over. I made sure everybody was having a good time, made sure everybody was happy, make sure nobody was causing any trouble or anything. And
You wanted all the attention on you?
yeah, and I was like standing in front of the TV. I'm like, you guys are not watching this. Fuck you, man. God damn you. You're an asshole.
Oh, come on.
You're my favorite asshole. even, hey, definitely more favorite than my own asshole.
That should be, your asshole's rotten cancerous. We should make our pilot finally, write our pilot and call it My Favorite Asshole.
I like it.
Also, I have something else going on WrestleMania.
Sure you do.
But I'm canceling it to be
No,
here.
you're not.
Yes,
No,
I
you're
am.
not.
Yes,
Don't
I
cancel.
am.
Don't cancel, because now I'm going to feel...
no.
You said that so I would feel bad.
No, I want you to know how much you and your party means to me. Because I was telling someone about that, and they're like, why do you want to go to one thing over the other? I said, my friend Blake is having a party, and he invited me. He wants me to be there, and he's excited about it, and I want to be there for him.
God damn it, you're a nice guy.
Yep.
That's pretty nice. You don't have to do that, though.
You only do it
I'm
like
gonna
once
feel
or twice
bad.
a year. Don't feel bad. You should feel good that I want to do this over the other thing.
I do, but I feel bad because somebody else is missing out on spending time with you.
No, that person will be there.
So you're bringing that person?
No.
who had-
The it's an event that I was going to go to.
Oh, an
So it's not
event.
like I was going to spend time with
Well,
somebody.
you go to a Tool concert?
Whatever it is, it's being canceled
Now
for
I want
you.
to know what it is. So I want to see if it's actually going to be better, because now the pressure's on.
It's not gonna.
If it's more disappointing.
Last year I went to this thing. It's called the Marty Monologues, and it's a local guy who has a popular blog, and he's got a bunch of great stories, and he like tells these stories in front of a crowd, and between his stories he makes sandwiches and hands them out to people, and there's also like musical acts that play. And I went to it last year, and he's doing another one on WrestleMania, but I've already seen it.
Why would he do that? Why would he schedule that on WrestleMania, the biggest night in professional wrestling?
You know what? Well, it's one of the biggest nights for sports in the world.
Sure, right.
I saw something recently. It was like number 6 on the top 10. It's like
Right.
it's over like the World Series of baseball.
Sure.
Like people watch that more than that.
It's over the baseball and under the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the World Cup is up there and shit.
Sure.
But like it's seriously 6, I think, of the top 10 sports events. So
Right.
yeah, seriously, why would he schedule that in the same
Yeah.
night? Maybe he thinks the Venn diagram of people who like WrestleMania like him, there's not much crossover.
That's true.
He's probably right.
We had a good time last year.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I was there last year. Oh, and you had ribs last year, right?
Yeah, but we're this year.
I can't wait to have those ribs again.
No, this year.
Oh, that's the reason I'm coming.
The party planner's not even going to be
Huh?
here. The lady who plans the party every year, every party we have here, the lady who plans it is not going to be here.
Who's that?
Molly.
Why is she planning a party for an event that you want?
Because that's what wives do.
I gotta get myself a wife. I gotta be gay and then get a wife. Let's see. Why did we choose to watch? Oh, I'm back. We're back there in our minds. Blah blah blah. Why do we watch Solarman?
There's 3 simple criteria. 1, it was a pilot that never went to series. Whether it aired or not is irrelevant. Number 2, we found it on the internet. And number 3, it was free.
That's right. So you're probably saying, where can I find Solarman to watch for myself? Well, you can do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes. Or go to YouTube.
And you know what to do. What you know what to do, dude.
I feel like we're really off.
We're like 180 episodes in, and you can't get it together.
I'm trying to get it together. Do you think Josh will call me back?
I doubt it. What do you think the problem is? Why aren't you on your game today? Because my game is directly affected by when you're on your game. What do you think it is? Did you listen to Tool on the way over here? Or
How dare you?
we've been writing some new Mountain Dew jokes.
How dare you? Oh, my God. You know what happened to me? I went to a Riverman game the other night, and I got a foot-long hot dog. I don't get a lot of foot-long hot dogs. I consume the hot dog. I enjoy the rest of my evening. Go home. Go to sleep. Midnight. 2:30 in the morning rolls around, and I am having an extinction-level event in my bathroom.
Yeah. They're never cooked all the way.
I get a foot-long hot dog, foot-long bun. I put some sweet relish, some onions, some mustard, and some jalapenos on there.
Oh.
Boom. 2:30 goes around. It's a complete self-colonic. Go back to sleep. I can fall asleep very easily. 3:20 rolls around. Back in the bathroom. Round 2, I am completely hollow inside. I'm an empty vessel.
So, like, when I had my colonoscopy, I didn't need to drink that shit that I had to
Was
drink.
it barium?
Well, it's a different kind now, but it's the same thing. So to clean yourself out, I had to drink 2 different. So this hot dog, I could have had a hot dog and enjoyed it,
Yeah.
as opposed to barely getting this stuff down in the same end result.
Yeah, you just buy a ticket to the Civic Center, go to their concession
Or a Chiefs
stand.
game, it's the same thing. I had a foot long at the Chiefs game one time. And they're just,
Hey, in a couple weeks from now, it's going to be the beer fest at the Chiefs Stadium, Dozer Park. Are you going to go?
that depends on what it is.
The 29th. There's Friday and Saturday. I'm going Friday, and they have all the food that night, and it's going to be at Dozer Park. So it's going to be. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, I'll check my schedule.
You should go.
I don't know if I'm front loaded or back loaded that
Well,
week.
you need to get your loads correct, and then come correct, and then you and I can spend time outside of the pilot's lounge. Here.
Okay.
Summary of the pilot: a teenager is given an alien bracelet that turns him into a superhero.
I'm gonna give that a C.
What? That's like what happened. What else do you want from?
Do you want my ratings or no? You always. All I did was say it. I was started to tell you why, and you
Okay.
like interrupted me like, what?
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't like the phrase alien bracelet because really it wasn't an alien bracelet.
What was it?
It was a bracelet that had to do with the sun.
Okay. So
It was a superpower bracelet. I would have said he was given a superpower bracelet and he could control the sun.
okay.
Yeah.
C. Que necesitas? Interesting facts. Hold on.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready.
Oh, you're so fucking bombing. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Black will now present to you interesting facts. Just don't do it, guys.
Interesting facts. You know the drill. Solarman is a fictional comic book superhero that first appeared in 1979, published by Pendulum Press, and then starred in a self-titled 2-issue series from Marvel Comics in 1989. Fact.
The first question I have, I didn't look at, I didn't do too much investigating.
Right.
Was this a DC or a Marvel or independent? And so it started out as independent but got picked up by Marvel, is what
I like that you have questions that Interesting Facts can answer.
Oh, no. All my questions are in red ink. My comments are in black ink.
Wow. Is that something you usually do? Let me see that.
I can't show it to you.
Can I keep it? Let me shake it a little bit. Shake that moneymaker. Okay. Is that something you usually do?
No, I just have I got a new pad of paper at work.
Okay.
And I like the size of it. And so I took some, but usually I do take some kind of notes.
You always take notes about the pilot's plot.
Sure.
But I don't see a lot of other information.
Well, once in a while I do
okay.
that.
Yeah, do. Solarman was revived as a title by Scout Comics in 2016. The character was originally created by David Oliphant and Deborah Coleman.
Yes.
Fact.
It is a fact. I have a fact for you as well.
Please.
The Stan Lee was a developer on this cartoon.
I think Stan Lee probably just gets an automatic producer credit
Right.
for anything that comes out of Marvel,
Sure.
right?
All he did this was probably like, the kids should like to draw cartoons and comics.
Excelsior, true believer.
Fucking nerds.
In 1988, a 22-minute animated Solarman pilot was also produced, which Oliphant maintained ownership of since he produced over $400,000 for its production, with Marvel acting as a licensee.
Okay.
Fact.
So Marvel was a licensee but didn't have any direct involvement in the development and creation of this.
I guess
that's very important to me because I will show you right now. It's very important to me because I have 2 ratings on here.
2 ratings for the pilot today.
Yeah. So
But things are getting real weird.
They're getting kind of hectic. They're getting kind of hectic.
I think what it is the guy said, I will come up with the money to create this, and then Marvel says, we will slap our name on it and help distribute it, is what it sounded like.
Okay, got screwed.
It was released on VHS as a cross-promotion tie-in with the first issue of Marvel Comics adaptation of Solarman.
Okay.
Fact.
Yeah, it's a fact. I mean, you can't dispute it.
Last fact here. The pilot finally aired on October 24th, 1992, as a special on Fox Kids a week prior to the debut of the X-Men animated series.
Oh, okay.
Fact.
It's fact. I mean,
Interesting facts over.
whew, good job.
Thank you very
I
much.
got a little risky on that one a couple times. I wanted to.
Yeah, you had done your research, and I think the more you get invested in a pilot, the more you learn about it, the more apt you are to intervene when the facts are coming to light.
Sure.
And so I applaud you in your efforts on maintaining a professionalism that is unparalleled.
Hey, thanks very much for being here with me too.
Twitter responses.
Twitter responses. Twitter responses. I wonder if Jason got some Twitter responses.
That's kind of like a new wavy synthy version of it.
Devo.
You usually do like a country ballad.
Yeah, did we do a Tool one?
I just said I like Tool. Okay, I know the fans are douchey. I don't know why you're really giving me the business.
Twitter responses.
Would you please shut the hell up?
Are you pretty bummed that there's not a heel versus face WrestleMania special?
You're not doing it?
No, I don't have time.
Fucking bums. All right, so I go on to Twitter. It's a thing that exists, and I'm on there, and I say to the people involved, to the writers, the creators, the producers, the actors, the directors, greetings from Couch Pilots Podcast. We talk about TV shows that have only one episode. Next up for us is Solarman. We're excited to watch. We're wondering if you had any fun or interesting facts or interesting things you want to share. Thanks. Hope to hear from you. Adam Carl at Adam Carl's Ghosts on Twitter says, haha, I don't remember much, but I'm pretty sure that's the one where I got recast for some reason, probably because I sucked. I found the pilot on the internet, and it's definitely not my voice, but he's credited.
Oh, wow. So there is credit, but he did not do it, and he still got paid.
I think in those cases you do still get paid.
Sure,
probably.
yeah, definitely.
But this Adam Carl's got a lot of things under not just voice acting, but also regular acting, live action acting. So thank you, Adam Carl, for getting back.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Adam.
I said recast, bummer. The powers that be gave you credit on IMDb. Scrolling through, looks like you've had a really cool acting career. Thank you for getting back with us. And then also we had the main guy who did the Solarman voice.
Okay.
He had liked some of our tweets, but did not respond.
Oh, okay.
So whatever.
All right. Because he's super busy.
Nice. That guy has hundreds.
Oh, really?
We've had him favorite our stuff or like our stuff before because I think he really is an in-demand guy.
Oh, wow. So he doesn't have time for us.
But apparently he doesn't have time for us, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and play a commercial for our sponsor for this evening, Encyclopedia Britannica. As soon as it starts here, which I would
I think
admit.
I had a report due on space. Then I got the new Encyclopedia Britannica.
He had a report due on space, and then he got the new encyclopedia.
I think I made that abundantly clear.
Yes.
Anyhow, here it is. I mean, hey, everybody knows this is the greatest encyclopedia in the world. Help me get a B+.
Why not an A?
Too long. I found so much great information I put it all in. Overkill. The next report I did was for my science class on the human body. Look at all this great stuff. But this time I wised up and made it just the length my teacher asked for. Got a B-.
What?
Just kidding. Scored an A.
Good. To find out how you...
Look at this. I always wondered where my mandibula was.
To find out how you can own the new
We're
encyclopedia...
studying the environment right now. Look at all this great stuff on ecosystems. Also, all you need to know about global warming, the greenhouse effect, the hole in the ozone, all that cheerful stuff.
Yes.
Say you want to check up on the Amazon rainforest and what's going on down there? We gotta save this place.
For details on how you can own the new Encyclopedia Britannica,
Let's have that 800 number. Excellent.
just call this number and we'll send you this free booklet.
Tell them about the gift.
And just for previewing Britannica in your home, we'll give you this 3-volume desk reference set.
This is like having your own research library at home.
Yes. So if you would be interested in owning the new Encyclopedia Britannica,
Don't press. They see the phone number. If they want to, they'll call.
I guess you're right.
Trust me.
I love when a company uses a guy that's in the middle of puberty to do his... That guy is he was an actor in like a TV show, right?
I don't know, but I definitely remember those commercials, and I want to thank Encyclopedia Britannica so much that I'm going to give them a call right now, and we will thank them in person. The number was there in the commercial. It's 1-800-338-6300. If you want to call them at home, please tell them you heard about them here at Couch Pilots. Get 10% off on your next Encyclopedia.
You have reached the National Telemarketing Company. The number you dialed is 8003.
That's a sexy voice, isn't it?
630.
Hey.
Again, the number you have reached is 8.
Are we going to get to talk to a person?
3 3 8 6 3 0 0. If you believe you've dialed the correct number, please press 1, and I'll transfer you to an agent.
I mean,
Okay, I'll transfer you
that's
now.
why I dialed the
Please
number.
stay on the line to continue.
Yeah, we didn't dial it because
Thank
we
you for
didn't
calling.
think we
To
knew
ensure
what
proper
the number
handling,
was.
This call may be recorded. Please stay on the line to
It is,
continue.
it is being recorded.
Yeah.
Goddamn right.
I'm going to let them know we're recording this, too, on this end. Who will answer the phone?
This is Sarah. May I help you?
Hey, Tara. My name is Jason. I was just watching a commercial for the Encyclopedia Britannica, and this is the number on the commercial. Are you associated with Encyclopedia Britannica?
Okay, let's see. And I'm sorry, you said the Encyclopedia.
Britannica. I think there's a volume per letter of the English alphabet, so there should be. Well, there might be an index too. So we're probably 26 to 30 volumes total.
Okay, let's see.
Is this call being recorded?
It may be recorded for quality purposes.
Can we?
However, I don't see that is one of our products that we handle for an Encyclopedia Britannica. I don't have see anything with Encyclopedia.
Do you have a phone number for Encyclopedia? I mean, you might not deal with them
I don't,
direct.
unfortunately.
Okay. Is there a manager that I could speak with?
Okay, unfortunately, we don't handle calls for that product.
I'm not
Make
upset with you. I
contact
didn't know if there's a different level of. Okay. Do you have any sort of encyclopedias? Because I know
We
that.
don't know. We handle more things such as razors and brow cutters, etc., things like that,
Razors and what was the other one?
and grooming tools. We don't have anything like encyclopedias.
Grooming tools. What kind of grooming tools do you have?
We have different ones that we offer, brows and mustache, and however, unfortunately, we don't handle calls for any kind of encyclopedias. You may contact the toll-free directory assistance.
What's that number? Hello? Ma'am? What's that number for directory assistance, please? This call is being recorded on this end. She hung up, I think. That's unfortunate. You have a sponsor, you want to support them, and then you get that level of treatment. I think.
Yeah, that's pretty rude.
How's that pizza?
The pizza's okay, but we kind of have an issue we have to take care of.
What's that?
The plane is leaking hydrogen peroxide, so I have to push pause.
That'd be fine. Over here? All right, so everything's cleaned up here. Thank you very much, Encyclopedia Britannica. I would look into your customer service. It is subpar.
Yeah, she hung up on you.
Well, I hung up.
You were asking, huh?
I hung up, but it was silence. Like I said, can I have your directory assistance? Like I wanted to talk to the manager, and then I want directory assistance. And at that point, I feel like she was maybe putting me on hold just to maybe get rid of me or to get the directory assistance. But
Okay.
you have to tell someone you're doing that.
Right, you can't just push a button.
Anyway.
You cannot mush a button, but you're going to mush a button.
Yeah, 10 minutes on the clock. We got 10 minutes to discuss this pilot. We're going to break it down for you the best we can. It's Solarman. Ready? Go.
Fox Presents. So this was on Fox. And it's a cartoon, by the way. And the Solarman theme song. Solarman can. Solarman can.
It's a fully fleshed out theme song. I always appreciate when people go through the effort, because sometimes what they do is they'll just take a bunch of clips from the show and they'll play some shitty music, but there are lyrics here. They made a song for this.
And what it is it's a bunch of clips from the episode because
That's
that's
all
all
I
they
got,
have. Yeah. But it's a Solarman song. You can actually go on YouTube and just listen to the song.
And
Solarman theme song.
And a lot of times of theme songs like this, it's fleshing out kind of what the show is about. He talks about his relationship with the sun.
Right.
It wasn't sexual.
It's
It was
just
a
like,
working relationship.
Yeah, it's just like Spider-Man. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. It's the same
Spins
thing.
a web.
Just like flies. And so at first I thought the guy's name was Commander Brown. It was Commander something.
This is the main bad guy.
Yeah, the
'Cause
main bad
we
guy.
open up in space on this huge spaceship, and we don't know what we're doing, but we go in there and we find out the guy in there is an evil man, and you know he's evil because his eyes are all yellow.
Yeah, and one of his arms is a metal.
He's like a robot man.
And he's what he's doing is he's stealing energy from all the suns that are in the galaxy. S-U-N, not S-O-N. And so he zaps them with this laser that Dr. Shahana.
I didn't get that till later, but yeah, I think you're right. The bad guy's name, it's like Caw McGraw. Is that what it is?
I got Gore
Vidal?
Gore McGarn.
Okay.
Gore McGarn.
He's like Galactus, who's also part of the Marvel universe. He's a giant being who goes around and sucks up energy from planets.
Yeah, he's putting them in power pods, and this doctor has and there's a circlet of power.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the main thing that he's going to take over the world with.
Why does he want to do this though? Why does he want to fill up these power pods? What does he gain from it? He's power hungry?
Well, no, he can get all the power and then he can blow up people that don't like him.
Okay, so it is just a power play. He just wants to gain power.
He's basically getting an endless amount of ammunition. All right, and so this blue guy who is Dr. Shanahanahana, he's like, no, I'm not going to give you the circlet of power. He's like, no, I told you to. And so he escapes with the circlet of power and into a little space pod.
It seems like they're working with a bunch of robots on their ship,
Right.
but then there's two beings,
Sure.
sentient creatures, and they seem sympathetic to what like why are you doing this? Why are you? Because you want to fill up these things. The doctor had created this laser, I think, to help you like people or beings from around the galaxy. But he's using it for evil, and so they're like, "This is not what we wanted."
Right.
So he escapes.
He escapes. They go and they finally get him and they shoot him down.
Yeah.
And he falls into the ocean on Earth because this is where the argument starts. Is he's like, hey, we just found a sun over, and the third planet is Earth, and if you take all the power from Earth or the sun, the Earth will die, and I don't want the Earth to die.
Because I don't care. He's like, I don't care about the Earth. I just want the power from the sun. Because he's stealing power from stars. Because you see a big flaming orb in the beginning, like, oh, that's the sun. Not the sun at all. It's a
Right.
different star. But now he's set his sights on our star, the sun.
And so then we cut to the commander puts his hand on this robot and melts him completely. It's the one that helped him escape.
These robots, do they have AI? Are they thinking on their own? Why would he melt a robot that is probably just following commands?
Right.
He's wasting resources.
Well, because I thought he helped Dr. Shahana again.
Maybe.
Anyway, so cut to there's a kid. He's in his room with a dress shirt and tie on, and he's drawing a comic strip.
He's dressed pretty formally. His name is Ben, and Ben's doing a lot of talking to himself,
Oh,
which is all exposition for us.
Sure, very much so. His dad walks in. Oh, he hears his dad coming, so he starts doing some exercises with
He's got a solar flex. I like a solar.
Man, I like it.
He's got that in his room. He's working out
Because he wants his dad to see him as working out, and he's
his dad doesn't approve of his comic stuff.
sure.
Right?
And his dad's a jockey, kind of
I didn't find him to be an asshole, really. I just found him to be a guy who's trying to mold his son the right way.
Okay,
That's
well
what
he's molding it all right, and we find out his Ben's mother has died.
Yeah.
And I think it's from the hands of his father, to be honest with you.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. So the ship crashes that has Dr. Hasha Baba in it. And Ben's the only guy that goes to his rescue. All these other people see him and don't do anything about it. He goes to his rescue. He slaps this thing on his hand, says, hey, the fate of the world is in your hands now.
What?
What's next?
Oh, what's next? I personally, I liked how all the people ignored him.
Yeah, it was making a statement about society.
Yeah.
And then a duck comes on who talks and says commercial break.
Oh, yes, yeah, sponsor message. No, that was for the next one.
No, it was the next one, but this is a duck that...
Do you remember those little interstitials between commercials?
Oh, yeah, with the
Where I'll
ducks?
be right
Yeah.
back. And then, the little duck comes in.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Oh, it's Dr. Shahan.
Yeah, that's what I said. Dr.
Okay.
Shahan comes as a hologram to Ben and explains what he has on his arm now. It's a bracelet.
So is this a thing where, in Star Wars, where Vader swipes at Obi-Wan Kenobi and he just kind of vanishes. Is that what's happening with Dr. Shahan? Because he comes back like Obi-Wan comes back as a hologram later.
I've never seen Star Wars, so I don't know.
What? I guess it's not a surprise. Anyway, yeah, he appears to him as a hologram. He's like, hey, guess what, Ben?
Yeah,
some super mega shit's going to go down here quick. And it basically, the fate of your humanity lies on your shoulders.
And the doctor explains the backstory. This is a great part to kind of explain the backstory of what's going on. He says, but keep it a secret. You got this bracelet, so keep it a secret that you're now, like, you get all your powers from the sun in your... And he's like, I'm dreaming all this. This can't be real.
Spoiler alert, Ben does not keep it a secret. He will tell anyone who will listen to him about his powers. But the good thing is no one believes him.
Yeah, and so Ben's on a moped, and then he sees the two aliens that were chasing him earlier trying to get it. And then he transforms into, like, the blonde Hulk.
He says when the sun strikes the what is it, circulate?
Yeah, the circulate of power.
When the sun strikes it, press the symbol.
Right, so the sun has to be beaming on this bracelet. Then you have to push the button, and then you become this, blonde jock of a Hulk guy.
He looks like an 80s butt rocker. He almost looks like he's from the band Asia, or like he's part of Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah, what I thought, he looked a lot like one of the Thundercats.
Yeah, like Lionel or whatever, right? And it's all orange and yellow. And he's got wild yellow hair.
But and then he starts talking, and he's a grown-ass man.
And it's like Solarman exists and is summoned.
Sure.
Because it's not like the kid, because he refers to the kid, too.
Right.
So it's like they have these two different...
Yeah, for sure.
It's very odd. Anyway, he says, as soon as he turns into him, he says, I'm a hunk. This is fantabulous. Which is like the gayest thing you'd ever hear from a...
Sure.
It's like...
But you can have babies, too, because of...
Heinz 57 bottles.
Gay Bill of Rights.
What does he do? He wrecks house then. When he becomes Solarman, he really takes these... they look like aliens, but they turn out to be robots.
Yeah,
he takes them to
crushes
task.
them, and these two hot chicks walk up, and he's like, hey,
he turns back into
right,
the
and
kid.
Then the chicks show up, and he's like, hey, I'm a Superman now. And they're like, well, okay, well, you watch too many cartoons and draw too much.
It's like you're an idiot.
Jenny and Denise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he tells them what happened. They super duper do not believe him, but he has high tech robot proof on the ground in front of him. And the
right,
girls
they're still like whatever. So that's junk.
So they take off, and the robots reassemble, and then they take Solarman, who is Ben,
capture him.
And they take him into space.
Yeah, and he goes face to face with the commander,
Gar-Maga Craw,
and commercial talking duck. Love that talking duck.
Gar-Maga says, "You know what, guys? I need the thing on his wrist. Get it off his wrist. If you can't get it off him, take the arm off."
Yeah, take the whole fucking arm off, because he only has one arm. It's a metal arm he has. So he's like he doesn't understand and appreciate having two arms to flex and do stuff.
In the beginning, you had Dr. Shahan and some girl, and that girl's still on the ship, and she helps Ben.
Yeah, she's blue.
And it's her and some robot, right?
Yeah. It's later on I find out his name, because he names him like Bebop or something like.
Well, he transforms again when he's on the ship. Something happens where light comes through the ship, and he turns into Solarman again. And then when that happens, he yells Zingo.
Yeah, it's Beepy the robot.
Yeah, he names the robot Beepy. Good lord. Solarman then locates the Energizer, which is a thing he was supposed to be doing, I guess. And then Gar-Maga Craw tracks him down.
Yeah, so they have a big fight scene.
Oh yeah,
which is awesome. And Gar-Maga's like, you're not going to get me. He's like, he aims for the sun with his little laser thing, and he shoots the laser at the sun.
Yeah.
And Solarman's like, he got away because he busted through the ship.
Yeah.
He flies super fast to get in front of a laser,
right,
and then deflects it.
This is what I understand. When he busts a hole in the ship, it knocks Craw McGraw backwards.
Right.
You'd think the suction would pull him out.
Right. You would think. I mean, if we know anything from Phoenix Online School of Aviation,
right?
That's the first thing that happens.
Oh, that's it.
Hey, the villain escapes. Jenny's back.
That's it. That's all we
Talking
got.
Duck commercial and theme song.
I love that Talking Duck commercial. I don't know about you.
I love it.
Oh, they said next week is the premiere of X-Men.
Yeah.
Stay tuned weekly for Captain N, Camp Candy, and DuckTales. All cartoons I remember.
DuckTales. Woo!
I've always wanted to dive and possibly break my neck when jumping into a pool full of coins.
Coins.
Turbulence. Why the show didn't work? Well, I'll tell you what. According to the person who created it, Mr. Oliphant himself, a major studio offered $15 million to create 64 animated episodes of Solarman, but the studio canceled this soon after on the advice of their consultants, who cautioned that Saturday morning superhero cartoons would soon die out in popularity. When in fact, at that time, they were just kind of getting kickstarted between the X-Men and then later maybe a year or two later, the Batman animated series.
Yeah, and then Cabbage Patch Kids.
And then Cabbage Patch, the greatest superheroes of all time.
The Looney Tunes.
All great superheroes. So why don't you think Solar Man worked? We had a little information from the creator why he thinks so, but what do you think?
To me, I at the time when I wrote my notes, I didn't know if this was a DC, a Marvel, or an independent. I'm calling it an independent because technically it wasn't independent, right?
He created he got the money himself. He created.
So there wasn't already a bunch of there wasn't a comic book series already about Solar Man.
It appeared in '79, and then there were 2 issues, but it failed after 2 issues.
Yeah, so nobody knows about it. No, these kids don't know who Solar Man is. They're gonna, so they don't have an attachment to Solar Man.
So you think there needs to be something pushing it forward before the series starts? Okay. I think that the story sucks, and it's mainly the dialogue. It's so chunky and blocky. It's very reminiscent of the animation of the time, but the interactions with people,
kind of robotic, maybe.
The conversations are so dumb and just so blatant, and this is the thing that's happening. This is how I feel. Have a conversation. Talk how people talk.
Sure.
Kids are dumb, but they're not that dumb, right?
But it is, you got to cram a bunch of information. This is a pilot, so you have to cram a bunch of information in, a backstory. I do think they did a good job of intertwining the backstory, but while giving you action. The dialogue may have been blocky, but the timeline, the scheme of how they did it made sense. The storyboard made sense.
I agree that the action is consistent, and you need to have that.
But but they were also telling the backstory while they were telling a new story.
Do you ever watch? You never watched the cartoon of the X-Men, right?
Why would I do that? That would be ridiculous. I'd rather listen to a Tool album.
Oh no. That's something that I think sometimes drug that series down. Is there were whole episodes where it's X-Men in court, they're court procedurals, and it's why would you want to watch that?
Right.
I mean, it gave it a level of maturity, and it felt like you weren't necessarily talking down to the kids, but still you do have to have that pace of action.
Right. I also think that having Ben be a boy that turns into a man was weird. You
want to see Ben have the powers?
Ben has to have the powers, or bring it's a guy. It doesn't have to be a kid. Why even make it a kid?
Yeah,
make it just a guy that works at the grocery store. But now all of a sudden the sun hits his bracelet, and now he's a muscular guy that's 15 years older.
It is weird how they have these 2 different almost
weird
thought processes and personas and stuff.
So it's hard to. It doesn't make it. It doesn't combine it. It should still be the same thought process.
So cheesy. It's so cheesy.
It ain't easy.
Zingo. It's not. It isn't easy, is it?
No, it's not easy being cheesy.
If I had improved this, if it had gone forward, I would like to see a story arc, kind of how you alluded to, that the father murdered the mom.
Sure.
And he has to come to terms with that.
Right. Because where do you go? I mean, just like any superhero, the possibilities are endless. There's villains all over the world, but in reality, he's just dealing with sun stuff.
Yeah, what happens when the night rolls around? Isn't that if you knew there was a man protecting Earth and his power came from the golden rays of the sun?
Come out at night.
Yeah, do all your stuff. Isn't that when
the bad guys come out at night? The bad guys come out at night.
The bad guys come out. I think that is when crime happens anyway, right? So what is Solar Man really doing?
Yeah, what does Batman do during the day? He's a fucking billionaire.
He just sits and watch crime happen.
Right.
I don't know, man. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables.
This pizza's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
IMDb out of 10. What do you think people rated from around the world Solar Man?
I think about all the nerds that are out there, the comic book nerds. Good, right?
It's a $5 pizza, right? Little Caesars. I got their number here. I feel like we should call them.
Maybe later. We were way over. I'm sure there's a bunch of nerds that watch this and they're going to defend it. Normally I would say a 6.5, but I'm going to flip it and say a 5.6.
It's 5.5. Very close. That's from 37 ratings. And
Are you sure it was a 5.5? You want to go back to IMDb?
what are you telling me right now?
I'm just saying I think it. I flipped it.
Why do you feel so strongly about that?
Because normally I go 6.5. I'm flipping it and putting a 5.6.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
I just want to make sure.
Oh, it is 5.6. Okay, so you cheated. Oh, well, you know what? This is from 38. Did you rate it? You rated it.
No.
Someone rated this like since I looked at it. That's
No,
really weird.
I didn't.
That's very bizarre.
How bizarre.
Someone rated this within the past few days. That's really weird. Viewer reviews awful. This is by Orangey2 Dope. This episode was created in '88 and pitched to television series and television stations in '89. No station picked up the pilot. Eventually, the episode was aired as a Fox special on Fox Kids on October 24th, 1992. This is exactly what happens when Marvel creates a cartoon character instead of a comic book character. Total garbage. The entire idea of this character is just stupid, and the writing is even worse. They gave him a stupid little robot FF ripoff, so all the kiddies would love him. When he turns into Solarman the first time, he says, "Out of sight, I've become a hunk. Fantabulous." I guarantee that super creepy line sealed this terrible show's fate.
I would say I agree with you on the dialogue.
It's bad.
Yeah.
7 out of 10, an obscure but worthwhile exercise. Have you ever heard of a Solarman? Of course not, because his comic only ran for 2 issues or so before being canceled, and his cartoon only ran for 1 episode, this one. Gormaga Crawl is an alien warlord who is planning to drain the sun of all blah, 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 blah. It says, if you're a fan of cheesy, then you will owe it to yourself to see this film. It's short, so it's not too much of your life is gone, and imagines to pack in a lot of what the flying hell into its runtime. This movie is technically solid for its time, and action is incredibly entertaining. There's some entertaining action.
Sure.
Here's the last one. Solarman, all kinds of bad, 3 out of 10 scars. The world has seen its fair share of poor superheroes. I mean, come on, we had Captain Planet, and many of them didn't last too long. Solarman was the pilot for a proposed TV series, blah, blah, blah. Let's see, it says the good, nothing good. The bad, tacky as hell, entirely unoriginal. Things I learned from the show, a villain who threatens to make people feel his touch should have worn a white collar. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe.
Yeah, that's because he had a white collar. Ben had a white collar on with a tie.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I can't stop eating this pizza.
You don't have to.
I can keep going?
Yeah, at this point, this episode is
For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with
dry.
your seatbelt fastened
What does that
until
mean?
the captains turn
Dumb.
off the fasten seatbelt sign.
It's not your fault.
It's not great.
It's not great.
1 out of 7 is the scale. We take it from the show classically known as Wings, and accurately known as Wings, I would say, too, from the 1990s. All the characters are in play. 1 is the worst score you can get. That's the character of Roy Biggins. Do you want to make the fart noise?
No.
7 is the best score you can get. That's Brian Hackett. So, Captain Philip, rest assured, I do turn to you. How do you rate Solarman?
Okay, I told you early on that I had 2 different ratings. I just needed to
What is that about?
Because I needed to find out information. I have a rating if it's independent, and I have a rating if it's a fucking Stan Lee show. I find out that Stan Lee is developer because I did some research. I did some interesting facts. But I realized after you talked that he didn't really have that much involvement. He probably just said, hey, make the kid like comic books. It was independent, and since it was independent, I'm going to give it independent bump and give it a 4. Yes, the dialogue was lackluster, but there was action from the start. I still learned the backstory without having to fucking sit there for 10 minutes hearing about the backstory. I learned the backstory as I went.
Yeah.
And I think writing-wise, like I said, storyline, that was great.
It's tough to do.
But the dialogue kind of blew. So I'm Thundercats Ho. I just kept thinking of Thundercats every time I saw Solarman.
I don't blame you.
And I think it was his hair, right?
It was his hair and,
his pecs.
Yeah, his pec. He almost had like a V-shaped outfit.
Yeah, just
like the dark orange and the yellow arms and legs.
Yeah. So I'm giving it a 4.
Understandable. I think I'm gonna go 1 less. I'm gonna give it a 3. I didn't really like it, but you're right. The pacing, action-wise, was good, but the story was just junk, and the dialogue was garbage. and you're really talking down to kids, $400,000, put together a decent pilot. Man, you created this thing, right? This is the man who created this, and he put it together.
Right. He should have said at the end of it, ugh.
I mean, maybe he wasn't a successful comic book guy ever. I don't know, but I didn't like it. I don't recommend it, really.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it lacked certain characters. Like the evil guy maybe should have had a bevy of bad guys, that he could work with rather than just these robots. Yeah, a crew of dudes rather than these faceless, nameless dudes he sends out.
And be creative when you have a sidekick, because every superhero has some kind of sidekick.
Yeah,
directly or indirectly.
Beep beep
beep beep
beep.
Beep is like, meh.
He's shitty.
It's like Torbor. Just put the name backwards.
And with that, we close the book on Solarman, and we will never speak of that show again.
Probably never again.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of The Carol Channing Show. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. The failed pilot for a series starring Carol Channing, which was created by Desi Arnaz and used some of the same writers on such classic Desilu series as I Love Lucy, The Lucy Show, Bob Carroll Jr., and Madeline Pugh. You can find the entire episode of Carol Channing Show by subscribing to Couch Pilots in SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice. And then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube. Blake?
And you know what to do, too.
We got to wrap this episode up. Where can they find out about our program?
CouchPilotspodcast.com. Go there. You have all the links. You can also go to patreon.com /CouchPilots. Check out the tiers. Donate if you can. We'd appreciate it.
So some of the platforms, podcast-wise, don't have all of our episodes. This website does.
Yeah, right.
Go to that website and listen.
Yeah, if you watch it on, I think iTunes doesn't even have. I know Podcast Addict doesn't have them all either.
Spotify does.
Okay, thank you, Spotify.
Thank you very much, Spotify. We should call them. And then Apple Podcasts does not have all of our stuff.
Right.
That's fine. Give us a call if you want. 910-PILOTS-1. That's 910-745-6871. We'll play your voicemail right here, and we'll talk about it. And you know what? I'm not going to lie to you guys. We're probably going to make fun of you a little bit.
Probably. That's probably why it's been so long since somebody called.
Yeah, probably so. Do you have a message of positivity today?
Yeah, I mean, life's not going very positive right now. But like I said, you know what? I think the best thing for me to read is my
you have daily affirmations?
My Bowling Sunday daily affirmation that I write every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming to a close here pretty soon. So here is my positive thoughts.
Will you not keep that going with young Eli? You said you're gonna be with him doing some bowling now that your league is ending?
No, he doesn't have Facebook. It is April Fool's Eve and bowling day. Let us not go into today like a lion and out like a lamb. Let us be aggressive throughout the day. Let us go forth strong at the pocket and pick up our spares. Let us not be pranked by the 10-pin nor a nasty split. Make this day the day you throw your average all 3 games. Spring forward with each game and not fall back.
Thank you.
Hey,
thank you for that.
To be honest with you, at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday after having a hangover, that's pretty fucking good, right?
Yeah. You have a lot of hangovers lately? Blake?
Okay.
This pilot may have been rough. It's always smooth flying.
Love you guys. Bye. See you.
Can't do it.
You have